Taking your walking program to the next level would be trying to get out to your forest preserves if you're in Illinois and going off trail. It's late winter, early spring, and this happens to be a nice weekend where most of the snow is melted off. But the beauty of this time of year is a small window of opportunity for the next 2 weeks until April starts. Small window of opportunity to get out and go off trail, meaning that if you take a forest preserve path, usually they'll have pea gravel or concrete, and it'll be designated as a mile, 2 miles, maybe 3 miles at the most. Sometimes it's an up and back, or sometimes it's a loop. But if you get out to just walk, it would be important to be regular like my previous 3 videos, 10 minutes up, 10 minutes back. But the other benefit, if you want to take it to the next level, is sometimes just communicating with nature or trying to figure out the speed of nature. We're so used to speed of the internet and technology and a 10-hour workday that it's always very beneficial to be organized and to have time slots and to mind your time. But sometimes when you take yourself away from that just for a short time, say Sunday, that's what the Seventh-day Adventists insist upon, is from Friday to Saturday they have their Sabbath. And there's something about the Seventh-day Adventists that to get them to being one of the oldest groups in the world, centenarians. There's several other places in the world, but Loma Linda, California is one of them, and that's possibly getting out to nature as far as their key, in addition to a mostly whole food, plants-based diet, spirituality, and family. But if you want to try to develop this aspect of a walking program, it would be to just let go of time, let go of your restrictions, and just slow down. That doesn't mean slow down your pace, it just means slow down your thinking. The idea about trying to develop a relaxation response can actually be taken out to your trail. If you're in nature and you are there long enough and you listen to the sounds and you're just at the speed of nature, this stream, I was able to get off trail in this place called Hawk Hollow because the vegetation isn't that high yet, no insects either, and I was able to come across this stream. I think this is the East DuPage River. But if you just sit here, like going to the beach, if you just sit here and watch the flow of the stream, it's very peaceful. If you listen to the birds in the area, very peaceful, it's very slow. And sometimes if you just sit in this area or you just imbibe what nature has to offer, you'll also slow down to the speed of nature and what's around you. And that's when you learn to disconnect from the speed of the internet and scheduling and work hours. When you can disconnect, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes, just like meditation, then your body has opened up this little window of secreting serotonin. When you secrete serotonin, you feel good. You feel talkative, you problem solve, your ideas flow greater, faster. You'll be able to think a little bit differently than when you're problem solving under stress. And this is one of the practices I try to get people to do with an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, is to develop that aspect. The other way to develop a serotonin high is taking Zoloft, Paxil, and Prozac, Lexapro, but if you can avoid that, if you're not that severe and if you can avoid that, this is a way to do it. Using an exercise routine or an activity like getting out and walking or beginning a walking program, then combining it with being in nature. I think nature therapy is very important. I'll put some videos I've done on concepts in Asia about getting out to nature. But it's also important to disconnect every once in a while. I think we call that vacation. We go down to the equator, go down to the beach, go up to the mountains, go to forests, and then we try to stay there during vacation. But even vacation is truncated because you only have 7 days or 5 days and you want to go get the most out of it, and it's rush, rush, rush. So I think that's kind of stepped on or bastardized a little bit. So if you do it regularly, not just waiting for Christmas time or holiday or spring break, if you do it regularly, like once a week, once a month, it builds up experience that the brain will enjoy. If the brain enjoys it, it'll remember that pathway so that the next time you do it, it'll go down deeper into some form of relaxation. You'll be able to secrete that serotonin faster. The more you practice, the more the brain develops these pathways of memory or engrams, and the more positive response you get in a short amount of time. Thus the practice of the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Relaxation, some form of activity, and some form of nutrition practice, all very important to make these changes in your life that will hopefully get you to 90 to 100 and being able to participate and be independent. Getting to 90 to 100 in the United States is usually a nursing home. There's only 15% of people at that age group that are independent compared to other places in the world. And I have an author, that Dan Buettner, who put together the Blue Zones, and his studies of these other places in the world, the centenarians are just happy. They're living and they're involved. There's no reason why we can't do that, but why wait until that point? Why not try to project to that point by living now? So hopefully you can enjoy what I have in the background and find your place in your area that you can get to relax or get that serotonin response.